Today we're going to do some hand dipped tube baits and see if those guys that make your own. What I did here is a friend of mine made this. We took some spikes and we rounded them off, put them in a little area so you can hold on to them to keep the heat away from your hands. Now we got it marked here in two places. I got it at a little more than 2 1/4 and up here at 4. So when we dip, we can either do a 4-inch or we can cut it down to a 3.5-inch tube, however you guys would like them, and you can obviously alter it for how you would like to do it. So first we're going to do is we take a little vegetable oil and put it on a little cotton or eye patch and just kind of get a little coating on the bars here. And as that sets for a minute or two, turn around, and then we can take and we heat up our plastic. Today we're doing one of my favorites, and one that I've had a lot of people picking up from me, is we're going to do the old blood red. So we got our plastic already heated and ready to go. Give that a little stir right up here. As you can see, you want a good size and good deep cup, so you can do if you're doing multiple dips for you or your friends, or if you're making them for sale purposes. Now this is already oiled up, and as you can see, I go right down to the 4-inch line. You let that drain a little bit, and as soon as you start to see it slow down, and give it a second dip. Give it a little shake to get your excess. And what I like to do is, the reason I've got the 2 1/4-inch area is I do 2 at the full length of 4 inches, then I go back and I only go to that 2 1/4 line, and that's where you're for a little thicker on your head, so your tails, when you go to cut them, stay a little bit thinner. And as you go down again, shake that excess, and always have a good sharp pair of scissors. And same thing, just as it starts to slow down, I trim that excess off by giving a little cut and pulling down. Now you can clean these up a little bit better once you're done and they've cooled down some. This is just so you can get it. And what I do to help, I tilt it up. I got a little personal fan that I have up here. Wave that around a little bit, and then you turn around, and just as they're getting a little bit cool, now you always got to be careful because it's hot. I've tried to wear gloves and other things, which technically you should, but sometimes you have a hard time and they don't always slide off that easy. So we just take it, slide it down the tube, and they come off. Now I put it into a little pan to let them cool and form. And there we go. And once that, you put that, throw it away, take your plastic, put it back in the microwave to keep it hot. Now, as these are cooling off, you transfer them from, or I do, from this pan. Then we transfer them over here to let them set up. Then later on, we take them, cut them to the length that you want, and then bring them over here to a cutter. Now over here, what we did is we took an old drill press to come down with. Now what we have is you want like a firm rubber material to place right here to help with your cutting purposes. Let's see, or you can use, it's block wood, but you just got to remember that your blades, they'll go can dull out fast. What we do is we take this little block as we set up for our tubes, bring that down, give that little bit of press right there to cut your tails. Always be careful because these are very, very sharp razors that we use. And now let's see, I believe we have one that should be cool enough to give it a shot. We'll take this and let's see. Apparently the other part I don't have, but as you can see, we take this, push it down, cut the tails, and this is what we end up with. Is these little fine tails. And just separate them, and then from there put them in a little bag like this with whatever, if you want just straight little vegetable oil, or you can get scented oil, which as you can see here I have several, that depending on what I want or what the customers want, and we go from there. So hopefully this helps anybody that wants to make their own tubes. I've been doing it now for 3 years, and you can make them as soft or as tough as you want. And if you're fishing the areas I do, Ontario, Lake Champlain, St. Lawrence River, and other areas, you want to make them a little bit extra tough because our smallmouth do seem to fight better than any other smallmouth in any other waters, it seems. So hopefully this will help you out. I'm Larry Ewart with Atomic Baits. Have fun.